Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Melanie, this is Danish.
Hi, Danish.
Hello,
Nice
Melanie.
to
Nice to meet you.
It's
Yes.
an interesting name, Danish.
It is. It's Pakistani.
Oh, is it like two names? Don?
No.
Or they were saying, oh, he's kind of Danish. No.
Melanie Danish was my first partner in network marketing.
Cool. What company?
Tahitianoni International.
Cool.
And Melanie is still with Tahitianoni. So it's been how many years, Mel?
How many years? Since I've been, well, since 1997.
And Danish is my latest partner in network marketing. We met, I guess, was about
Through
2
Hub.
years ago through Hub.
Humanity unites brilliance.
Yes,
Hub.
yes.
Okay.
Now, the reason we're getting here together today, what I want is to talk about network marketing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want you to be authentic, as if you could be anything else.
Right. I even try and I can't.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean about trying to do something. Yeah, people. I say I'm too honest for my own good, because I find it difficult to tell somebody that the non-truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave out some of the truth, so I haven't lied. I just left out something that I don't want to
Using discretion.
well, yes. So you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you say, okay, I'll only say this much, which is truth, but I haven't told the whole truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in
See,
court of law either.
but there is no such thing as the whole truth.
Well, the whole truth that from what I know, right? My knowledge, right?
Right,
Or my
but if
information.
parts of your knowledge have been impacted covertly without you knowing it, then what you think is the truth is actually not the truth.
True. It could be, but I wouldn't know. Right.
Exactly, you wouldn't know. Exactly.
That's right.
But to me, that is ultimate consciousness, is to know that everything I know may actually be wrong. I think one of the challenges is that we, as a species, have always tried to find an ultimate truth. And I believe that there is no ultimate truth to be found. There's just different perspectives and different tools to use. So the law of attraction, for example, I think is a great tool to implement and a great construct to believe, because it empowers you and allows you to manifest more in your life. That's beautiful. But to hold it as that's the absolute truth, I think is inaccurate, because it does a disservice to a lot of people in this world, like 99% of the population, that has gotten a raw deal, which I think they would say was not because of the law of attraction. It was because of other reasons. Mm-hmm. So I think I think someone said, it doesn't matter what's true, what matters is what's useful. And why do we need to say whether this is true or this is not true? Is it useful to me? If it is, let me use it. If it's not useful to me, then I won't use it. But why do I need to make sure that this is ultimately true or not?
How do you know it's useful to you?
If you find joy in it, and if it gives you benefit and gives you value. Joy, benefit, and value.
But you won't know until you investigate it, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And that's why I think you should investigate everything, because you don't know what will be of benefit, value, or joy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people say it's the hand that I've been dealt. And they are just like, well, I have to live with it. That's just the way it is, and I can't change that. But you do have some control. You don't have total, obviously, not total control.
Well, see, that's where it goes into semantics and defining what does it mean to be able to change something. I mean, you can certainly have a different attitude about it,
Mm-hmm.
and in some ways that's changing it. But from a physical perspective, that's not changing the attribute. It's just changing the perspective and being okay with it, or learning to take advantage of it. But it still hasn't changed the attribute.
And you always have a choice of what your attitude is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Right.
choose self-pity,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
poor me, and blame. You
Right.
can choose those.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can say, okay, I'm going to let that go, and where can I go from here?
Go from there and move
Right.
on, and,
Yeah.
and just kind of let it go. Okay, that's happened. All right. Oh, I've learned my lesson, or whatever, and let's take that as a lesson and use that experience and not let it happen again.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, most very successful people have had the most failures in their life. Okay, I'm going to change the subject, because one of the reasons I brought you two together is because I wanted to discuss network marketing. Both of you have had experiences with Amway, which is sort of the grandfather of network marketing. It's a pioneer. And, some people have had magnificent successes. And but the taste that I got when I knew nothing about network marketing is that there was a pretty shadowy side to the Amway organization, or is it the organization, or is it the distributors? Because in any organization, when you join, it's your choice of how you're going to behave or motivate your team. Or do you know where I'm going?
They had. I didn't like the way it was secretive of how you weren't supposed to tell anybody what they were coming to see. You couldn't be open about it, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Was that the company, or was that the distributor who was doing the?
That's how we were being introduced to it. That's how you were introduced to it. You weren't told. You were like, it's like a surprise party sort of thing. You don't know it's a surprise party you're going to. Okay, in this case, it's a surprise what you're going to see, what it's about.
But wait a minute now.
Or did you have a different experience?
No, that was the same experience, but I don't have the same assessment of that experience. I didn't think of it as in a negative sense. To me, it's all about discretion. Some people are not ready to hear certain things without having some other information first.
What?
And that's not just true with Amway, it's true with a lot of major network marketing companies. If you look at ACN, for example, they don't say call people up and say this is ACN. They say don't tell people the name, because people have misconceived notions about what the name means. And what they tell people, don't mention MLM or network marketing, because people have misconceptions. So you don't want to tell people a label that they're going to misconceive.
Right.
That isn't effective.
But on the other hand, the misconception probably came from Amway because of the way they did that. And then people wanted to know what it was, and then when they found out it was that, and it just seemed to snowball. That was my feeling. That's what I got. And then nobody wanted to. Oh, it's Amway. I don't want to be part of it. So it would discourage you, and you're thinking, oh God, I've made a mistake. I made a grave error, and I was roped into this somehow. I'm gullible. However you want to look at it, I'm naive. You're new in it. You're new in it. It's the first time, and that's how I think. Somewhere, maybe it wasn't Amway, maybe it was before that. I have no idea, but it stemmed from some MLM that was given that. Maybe it was the pyramid stuff that, and everybody's got this pyramid theme. Even though the business world is set up like a pyramid.
Well, see, and that's everything's to me the same in the sense that, again, that attribute, the curiosity approach, we'll call it, good, bad, indifferent. It worked. It made a lot of people rich, number one. Mm-hmm. And number two, that's a general tactic a majority of the business use in general marketing. For example, they always tell you the great deal that's happening on this particular product, and when you get to the store, you find out the 70 conditions that you'll meet to get that deal. Well, that's a lack of disclosure.
Yes.
And so every business hides things about the business that it's not proud of, and it knows that it doesn't want people to see because people won't come and buy it if they know that up front. So many businesses do that, whether it's good or bad. We can argue that philosophically, but the point is, it happens everywhere. Mm-hmm. To say it happens only with Amway and it's Amway's fault, right? It's not. I don't think that's fair,
that,
right?
Because I know people who are successful,
right.
And if that's the company and products that you resonate, then network marketing, MLM, it's coming out of the closet. I don't think we should be hiding, and I think we should be proud of our companies and our products. And Melanie,
I was never hiding. Once I was introduced to TNI, Tejas International.
Oh no!
I didn't hide it because I was proud of this company and their product, right? But I had the stigmatism, the experience I had with Amway that held me back. I was saying, oh no, I'm not interested in the business because of that, but I was interested in the product. The product was good, is good, and I believed in it. So that's what kept me being part of the company as a consumer.
No.
Amway it cost you more to participate, even to get. I started to spell, I don't remember how much, but spend several $100s to get my first check of $8 and change. And they were just like, and then you had, and I'm of course you're on your own. So, I mean, I understood the way they were setting it up, the business in that way, but you could not consume that amount and spend enough. And then you had the then you had people not wanting to be part of it because of what they heard about it. So,
but again, I find that true to be with like 80% of network marketing companies. Like you look at Melaleuca, they have this high quota. If you don't buy this amount on auto ship every single month, we're going to forfeit your residuals. We're going to forfeit this. You're not going to get that. And unless you're consuming and selling like with 10 children or something, or a super duper sales guy, you're not getting the benefit that they're promoting in network marketing.
They do all have a minimum requirement.
Right.
Some are
outrageous
more than others. So some you can do and others you can't.
You can't, right.
And that was the problem there.
And Danish, Amway was your first network marketing company?
Right.
Yeah. How old were you?
18.
18.
Yeah.
And you were excited.
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to change the world. This was the best thing since sliced bread. I thought there was no other network marketing companies besides Amway.
Was that because the speakers were so compelling, evangelistic, or what was it like? What made you feel that way about
Well, because I
Amway?
never heard of it. No one in school talked about it.
Uh-huh.
No one in the media talked about it. None of my friends talked about network marketing. So when you haven't heard it anywhere in your life, and you see it for the first time, it's just natural to assume this is the only place that exists.
Google it.
Yeah. So
what was interesting, because obviously after being in Amway for a little bit of time, I did get exposed to other network marketing companies, but none of them made sense to me, mostly because all of them had only one or two products. And I thought to myself, why would I be with a network marketing company that has one or two products when I can be one that has 1,000? It's a lot easier to sell a concept that has 1,000 products as opposed to one or two. And of course, the industry's changed a lot in the last 20 years, and now a lot of companies have at least 10 or 15 or whatever. But it's fascinating. I wish all these network marketing companies could just get together and be one network marketing company for the world.
No,
that's not going to happen. No.
They all have different business plans and how they...
Actually, the way I envision it happening, although this goes off on a tangent, is to create an economy based on network marketing. So you create a whole currency system that's actually multi-level.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
well, that would benefit. That would empower the individual instead of the
banks.
The banks. Instead of the banks.
Exactly.
And
it's taking power from banks and putting it back to individuals and people who are willing to work. So ACN is where I'm making most of my money. And it's great. It's provided me a great lifestyle, and residual income is so good. You have all these other business opportunities that low cost to get in, work from home, and they have all these series of benefits that if you're an employee, you understand these are tremendous benefits compared to being an employee. But there's no business opportunity I've ever seen outside of network marketing that can give you unlimited residual income. Nothing. I mean, the best that it ever comes to is if you have multiple franchises, and even then you're kind of managing the franchises. It still requires a little bit of ongoing effort. Whereas with network marketing, you could really get to a point where you don't even need to monitor it. It just will come and continue to come for the rest of your life. And that allows you to create a lifestyle and to fulfill your destiny, not worried about finances. I have to head out soon.
I know. I quickly want to get in this about you, Danish,
Okay.
because we all have different lives. Network marketing is a rich part of our lives because of the people and relationships we meet. Melanie,
Yes.
Danish.
Friends you make.
Yes, definitely. And so I want you to, what you're doing today, your passion. I'm so interested in what you're doing today, Danish. The leader of a new party.
Yes, well, it's not that new. It started in 2007.
Oh, okay.
So
well, it's new to me hearing about it. But with you as a leader, more people will hear about it.
Yes, I'm the leader for the Party for People with Special Needs. And it's a new political party because, people, it's so fascinating. To change the world requires so many different structures and platforms. And politics is a huge structure that we need to transform. And so many people, I find, are funny in the sense that they're like, I want to change the world, but don't talk to me about politics. Unfortunately, politics is a huge element of the world.
Yes, it is.
And if we don't talk about politics, I don't think we're going to change the world. But it's actually, it's a genius in a way. It's social engineering by the elite, I believe. This is my opinion, but I think it's really true. Where through media and mass culture, they condition people to don't talk about politics in conversations because they know when people have that mentality, they won't be able to change the system. It's almost creating it's like a chess game where they know 2 steps ahead. They know we're going to mess the system up so much, there's going to be a revolt. So we got to figure out how to make sure that revolt doesn't happen. Well, we got to engineer, okay, conspiracy theories, okay, you can't talk about politics, okay, religion is bad. Can put all these things into the culture so people won't be able to address any of this.
And do you believe that the internet will be changing that?
And the internet's tried to, and it has to a certain degree, but then there's been this opposition to then censor the internet because they know that's happening.
Can they censor the internet?
Oh, they already have.
Well, who's the censor? Who's this?
Oh, Google, for example.
But who at Google? Do they have all these little... I'm trying to fathom it.
It's like a government. It has it's so big, it has so many tentacles, no one knows what anyone's doing. It's decompartmentalized. So if you go to any one employee at Google, they don't think they're doing anything bad. In fact, they're doing good. They're doing good work at, for good salary. They're having a good day. They have friendly people who are their colleagues. Same thing with government. People who work for the government, or even people who work for a pharmaceutical, they don't think of themselves as being evil or bad, or they just think of themselves as being normal people in a normal society. And so it's important to, I think, distinguish that it's not people that are at the problem. It's the architecture, it's the institution, it's the it's that global structure. And to have people, I think, if we want people to change, is to have people in institutions to realize that they're not working for the institution, but they're working for humanity. And as soon as people have that consciousness, then I think they'll make different decisions. But it's difficult because of finances, and this again is engineered. They knew people were going to want to work for humanity, but they knew, how do we stop them? Well, we make them financially struggle. That way, if they get fired, then they're going to be out of food and out of rent, and that way they'll do what the boss tells them to do because they need to keep their job. And that's why it all comes first. That's why network marketing, I think, is so important, because it says to people, listen, don't rely on your job. Have something on the side. And when you have something on the side, you don't need to rely on your job, then you could be a better employee, because then you're not working for your boss, you're working for humanity.
Always have a plan B, a backup plan.
Yeah.
Something waiting in the wings.
And so Mel and you, like Tahisha Noni,
yes.
that's your baby. Yes. And also you're going towards a new career right now, aren't you?
I'm going towards a new career. I'm looking, because of my disability, I figured I would just do some retraining and have some other opportunity on the back burner to look at, to incorporate into my life, so I could do more than one thing.
Mm-hmm. And what is that?
Oh, it's in emergency telecommunications. That's what I studied.
Uh-huh. So you would be the person if I called 911.
I could be. If you call the right day, right time.